What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue Radio, episode 85. We cold kicking it live. Me here, Matthew Keel. I've got Moose with me. How are you, Moose?
Yeah, I'm good. Doing good.
How are you? Corey, how are you?
I'm great. I'm ready. I'm awake this week. Last week, I know. I get it.
You've heard all three voices. You already know what it is.
I want to thank everybody for letting me know how tired I was last week on the show.
Oh, thank Corey's mom. Yeah. Way to go, Mom. Mrs. Gearig.
Thanks, Mom.
He was very tired.
I was.
All right.
It was a week. So.
Well, you started a new job. So.
You got a week at the new job under the belt.
Let's break it in.
We got a whole mess of emails today, so let's get right to it.
Which I'm loving, by the way.
Yes, please keep them coming. ngrradio@gmail.com.
NGR Radio Podcast.
NGR Radio Podcast @gmail.com.
Damn it.
My bad. That's why
I
asked.
job.
To be fair, we never ever promote the email.
Yeah, we didn't start that till recently. So
people just find their way there. Corey's like, how do we have emails?
To quote that Beatles song, it's getting better all the time. So, gentlemen, what you playing? Moose?
Playing a lot. I started Yakuza Kiwami and kind of put that on the back burner and jumped to Gravity Rush because I got to a point where I wanted to, like, there's a point where you can beat this early on boss type dude. Like, you're technically supposed to lose the fight, but you can beat him and win it and get a shit ton of experience. And so I wanted to try it a couple times, and I tried it like 3 or 4 times, and he's just it's pretty tough. Like it's almost worse than a Dark Souls boss. Mm-hmm. Like there's like it's like pretty much roll for like 15-20 minutes almost and then hit. And where like Dark Souls is like, okay, dodge for like 2 minutes, hit, dodge for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm almost
you wait for a big weapon sweep.
Yeah. So I jumped to Gravity Rush and got further into that and involved in that. And so I was like, well, I'll think about if I want to, just let that boss beat me and move with the story in Yakuza. So I beat Gravity Rush last night and immediately loved it so much. I immediately jumped into Gravity Rush 2. So I'm playing Gravity Rush 2 now. Not playing anything on the Switch. Still tackling Grand Kingdom here and there on the Vita. I have been playing Ridiculous Fishing on my Android, which is pretty freaking awesome.
It's a Vlambeer game, yeah.
Yes, that's why I'm playing it, because it's Vlambeer, and
those guys are good.
Hilarious. It's hilarious. So the game's a lot of fun. It's a good time killer. And I played Vainglory, which is a MOBA on mobile games. It came out like back when the iPhone 6 came out, so that was like what, 2 years ago, more than that. It's like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
it's like 4 years ago, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And so that came out back then, and I was playing that on the iPhone 6 when I had it. And no, it couldn't be that long. Well, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so I decided to jump back into that since it's still free. Holy crap, did they change it? It's really cool. I had no idea what was going on in the match I was playing, but I was having fun. So, I was playing that earlier this week. But other than that, that's pretty much what I've been playing. Might be looking to, jumped into Titanfall 2. Looking to probably jump into Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 because some friends are buying those games. And so it's like, all right, well, I'll play with you if you need someone to play with. And just shoot people in the face.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
About it.
Shooting people in the face.
Love it.
What are you playing?
Let's see. What have I been playing? Speaking of shooting people in the face, I started playing Rainbow Six Siege. And that is a game that I wish I knew how to play that game because it is it's a game. There's a lot of being tactical and learning the different heroes and stuff that it's just like there's a lot to learn here. There's a big learning curve, and it's not like Overwatch where you like can get a general sense of like what these different characters do, you know. Mm-hmm. It's each character has different abilities, different weapons they can use, and then all those weapons have attachments and perks and everything, and it's learning how to use the right I don't remember what they're called, specialists at the right time, and forming a team around these specialists, and it's interesting. You know, Jesse has been trying to teach me how to play it, and I really like it. I really like how slow paced and tactical it is compared to something like Call of Duty or Battlefield or even Halo. You know, it's very tactical, and I really like it. I think I'm going to keep playing it, to be honest with you. Little outside of my comfort zone in terms of multiplayer games, but I think, you know, with someone that's as patient and nice as Jesse to watch me die like 45 times, it's nice to have someone teach you how to play it instead of just like, you know, yelling at you for sucking. So that was really fun. And then after we played some Rainbow Six, we actually started playing through Halo 4's campaign again. We started a new multiplayer Let's Play series called Squad Goals, where we're kind of playing through multiplayer games together. And Halo 4 is I don't know why it gets so much hate. I think it's probably the best Halo game. It's got the best feeling weapons. It's got, you know, it kind of feels like Halo 3 with a sprint button, which adding that sprint button to Halo's mechanics changed the whole game. You know, it's got cool abilities like the shield. I forgot that Halo had armor abilities at one point where there's this one point where you're holding up basically a Reinhardt shield for the rest of your team. And you're just kind of walking forward with everybody walking behind you, shooting through it. It's really cool. Nice. So we played a couple hours of that. I've been playing Bayonetta 1 on Switch, been trying to get through that, and then I go through my nightly ritual of Super Meat Boy. I've been trying to do the opposite worlds. What do you call it? The
Dark Worlds?
Yeah, the Dark Worlds. So yeah, it's kind of what I've been playing. I finally got to play a few games because of getting adjusted to my schedule now. It was nice, and having a weekend off. Holy crap! I was like, what do I do with myself? Oh, yeah,
awesome.
That was fun though. Actually been enjoying outside a little bit. It's actually been kind of nice out, and
what's that like?
The sun. It's warm. It burns. It's so bright.
You walk outside.
I can't see.
Corey, it's like cleavage. You're only supposed to.
You're not supposed to stare at it.
Don't stare at it and then look away. You do not stare directly at it. All right.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Oh God.
It's just so nice. So my wife and I have actually been taking walks when I get home from work, and it's kind of nice.
Wow.
Awesome. That's cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like I've had all this free time lately, and it's weird. Like, my job allows me to listen to podcasts, so I've catching up on podcasts. I've been catching up on TV shows and watching some movies. And
do you feel it might not be? Well, you probably worked more than 40 hours a week at your old job. Maybe also this job is more of a steady schedule.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too, you know, because like
it's 8 to 5 every day.
Yeah, which is nice. Like having, I mean,
yeah, and like a lot of the times, I guess we'll get out early, like today. Like I stayed and put some stuff away, but everybody kind of left at like 4:40, and I stayed and put some stuff away. So but also my new job is like 3 minutes from where I live now. As opposed to 35 minutes.
Nice.
So, like, that's an extra hour I'm saving by driving home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, man, this has just really come at the right time. And I mean, last week, yeah, I was tired, but I feel more energized. I don't feel as like my back had hurt for like 2 or 3 years straight.
Yeah.
And just this last week and a half, it's just, I feel like my back was one of those kids' bendy straws where like I finally got to pull it and it just like cracks all the time. But like it feels like one of those bendy straws pulling, getting longer, and it feels so much better, man. And actually this Thursday we're having a team building exercise, and we're going everybody in the department that I work in, and we're going to go race go-karts. So
hell yes.
So, and it's not like one of them little rinky-dink places. It's like one of those big, nice, like Mario Kart places.
Oh,
with, like,
awesome!
this full-on track. So
those are the best.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. So I don't know, man. It's just like, not that I didn't like my last job, but I mean, when you're there for so long, you kind of get burnt out. And it's not. I don't know if it's like this job is it's just been a great change in life in general, and it's just everything else just feels better. So
Andy Cool says he'd beat you at go-karts.
Probably because I'm so large and it weighs down the cart and I go slower. So yes, math says you would beat me.
No, well, not just math. I think that's laws of physics as well. So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But that's kind of all I've been playing. But I've been playing a lot of those games, so it's just nice to sit down at like 5 o'clock and be like, all right, I can play something. I can watch something.
Mm-hmm.
I could take a nap. Yeah. I have so many options now. There's so much time to do activities.
Wait till you have that kid. All that time goes to the kid now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if it's mine yet, but we're going to go with it.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I know you're just kidding. It's not making me laugh, but I know you're just kidding.
But we made our official announcement on, our obligatory social media announcement today. So that was fun.
Do you guys know what you guys know what it is, right?
Yeah, we're having a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We are naming her Riley.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, her first name is taken after her dad's first name, because in tradition you use the last person who passed away in your family, that the letter of their first name to name the next born, and then we're using an S middle name for my grandma. So
cool.
We haven't officially decided on a middle name, but I know the names that I like. So
Riley Samus.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
Riley
nailed it. Sana, I got a middle name.
Riley Sonic.
No, not Sonic.
My buddy is such a huge Pearl Jam fan.
Riley Rossetti.
I don't know how he pulled this off.
Spaghetti.
But his wife must really love him, and actually probably likes the names. But his son's name is McCready Finn Coggins, after the MFC song. Yeah, dude. I was like, wow. Holy cow. I was like, that is awesome. So,
wow.
I don't think I could get that. I don't think I could pull that off. If I tried to like name my kid after a video game character or like, a band or something. But they call him Finn. Like they just call him by his middle name. But they do that a lot in the South. Mm-hmm. Like I hated it working at Lowe's. Like you'd be talking to somebody, and sometimes it'd be like a year or two. Like somebody as a name, and then you all of a sudden would have to like email them or something, and you go to look them up in the email in the database, and it's like they're not in here, and they're like, and someone else is like, oh yeah, their first name is such and such. You have to go by that, and it's like, what the fuck, people? Like, come on, drives me crazy. But anyways,
yes, no, I'm with you.
I think that's awesome that you guys have picked a name. That's a pretty cool little tradition there. See, I probably would have just tried to get a name, and then Kelly would like
Moose would have named her after an animal like turtle.
No, oh come on, give me more credit than that, man. I'd name her Vita. Vita Switch Claw.
Now we
no
know
platinum Vita cool.
No, it'd be Vita Skyrim cool. We know. Come on.
Yeah. Actually, it'd probably be Zelda. Or that would be her middle name.
I started listening to our last show today, and I actually thought of a really dumb thing that I haven't heard this anywhere else, but as Moose was talking about like how Breath of the Wild needs like a direct sequel, since everyone's comparing Breath of the Wild to the original Legend of Zelda in a way, what if they tripped it up this time and did Breath of the Wild 2, The Adventure of Zelda?
That would be awesome.
I mean, I feel like that would be cool.
Every shrine was just a 2D side-scrolling level.
Yeah. And the end is completely obtuse, and you have to do this one weird goddamn thing.
Wow.
Andy Klool said, "Hey, you should name it Zelda Skyrim Klool."
Yeah, that works.
And then as the nickname, you can say, "Hey, you'll just be like, hey, Moose's tattoos."
I could just choose names from Skyrim that she wouldn't even know.
Sup, Dovahkiin.
Like Lydia. And every time I curse the baby, she wouldn't know, but I'd be like a little inside joke. Stop standing in the doorway! Get out of my way!
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else been playing anything?
What have you been playing, Matt?
I don't play games.
That's true.
I know you haven't been on your Switch in a while.
Matt's a big important doctor. He's got to save lives.
I'm not a doctor.
90,000 hours a week.
I'm not. No, actually, I've been playing over the past week. I'm kind of coming to the end of my time with Neo. I don't think I'm gonna get the platinum. I don't think I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to do the DLC. I feel like it's probably going to be one of those things that maybe I'll come back to at some point. Thank you, Mike Higgins, for the compliment. I like this Ghostbusters shirt too. Shut up, Corey. Me and Mike were talking. But
maybe Mike should be on the podcast.
I mean, everybody's welcome. I'm just saying.
We haven't really had a guest in a while, have we?
No, last time it was Kenny. It's our last guest.
It has been a while.
But I've been playing a lot more Zelda. I've really fucking love just wandering in that game. I'm not really trying to beat it or progress through it again. I actually, when I started this playthrough, I said, you know what? I'm going to kill broke ass Santa. Because fuck that guy. And then I'm just going to glide off the plateau and just pick a direction and go. If I come across an objective, I'll do it. If I don't, whatever. I'm going to go till I can't go anymore, and then I'll go back. And I've been doing shrines. I think I have 10 spirit orbs that I just haven't stopped anywhere to use. And I've been avoiding all the big enemies because I still have only 3 hearts. So if I get into a fight with them, I'm basically...
What is wrong with you? Get some hearts.
There's a lot of things wrong with him.
I've already beat the game. I beat all the Divine Beasts, got all the memories. I didn't do all the shrines. Whatever. I'll probably do them all this time. But I'm just enjoying,
Let the man have his fun.
I'm enjoying just walking around that world. And before we actually went live, I'm letting Reba do all the cooking because that's her favorite part. She loves to cook. So I'm like, all right, here, cook in Zelda. And we did our little dance to the little cooking music because the cooking music is amazing. And yeah. this past weekend we had friends over. Didn't do any video gaming, but we played a lot of Cards Against Humanity, and that game is still fun and funny and offensive in great ways. When Reba found out about the Jew pack in Cards Against Humanity, she's like, you have to get the Jew pack. She's Jewish, so it's fine. We did not realize how dark that pack gets. Like it goes some places. And for only like, I think 6 or 7 black cards and about 15 white cards, it's crazy. Like there's one of the answers is demolishing that ass like a Palestinian village. Yeah.
On a side note, I'm watching Seinfeld while at work, and I'm working my way through all the seasons. I'm in season 9 now, and it's the moment where Bryan Cranston's character, the dentist,
where he becomes a Jew.
He becomes a Jew, and Jerry thinks that he did it just to be able to tell Jewish jokes.
It's like, oh, and this offends you as a Jew? No, it offends me as a comedian.
Oh boy.
Corey hates Seinfeld, and Moose and I are correct.
Wait, what? You hate Seinfeld?
We've been through this.
I can't. All right, I'm done.
I don't understand Seinfeld. I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand it?
I don't understand why people. I don't understand it.
It's comedy gold.
Yeah,
it's
it really is.
Oh my god. Have you seen?
You know what's comedy gold? Fart jokes. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the reason we appreciate Seinfeld is because we're older.
That's true.
More mature. And Corey appreciates fart jokes. That pretty much is the extent of his.
What the fuck you got against fart jokes, Moose?
Moose is too sophisticated for a good fart sound.
Here's what I think your fart sound.
The Twitter account where they write George like Seinfeld episodes in the curve.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's great. Seinfeld on Twitter is great.
Yeah. It's freaking awesome.
I showed her a picture on my phone, and then she scrolled. You don't scroll?
Yeah, he's like, isn't that? And Elaine's like, isn't that what you do? He's like, so.
Okay, so we are answering email questions this week. Now that we're all done with playing, I'm going to open a beer.
Nice.
So
I should probably go get one from the fridge. I've been celebrating.
I was gonna try and sneak the last beer, but the wife already got it.
So. Oh, she got it. She nabbed it.
It's all right though. It was hers. It was hers anyways.
Man makes plans while wife drinks last.
You know what? I'm gonna go get one.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
we'll fill this time. God, why do we let him push us around? He's such a.
I don't know. Andy, my cousin in the chat saying he doesn't like Seinfeld and he gets it, and I was like, well, they're horrible people. That's the thing. Like you really realize how horrible they are as human beings, and then even like Jerry starts to call George out on it in the last season. He's like when George. He's just getting over his Summer of George from season 8, and so he's got like a cane, and so his new company thinks that he's like disabled, so they get him and they get him a motorized wheelchair. And so Jerry's like,
"Play now is a great arc in that."
Yeah, so he's like, so you're comfortable knowing that when you on your way to hell, you'll only be going 3 miles an hour. It's like yeah, they are. Insane, and as we've stated in the chat in our Facebook chat, like I never had a problem with the ending of the show.
Right. Like
I watched it, and I was like, okay, like that's cool. But I feel now as an adult, like maybe, 20 years later, going through the seasons, and really getting to know the characters. Like the ending is even funnier and makes even more sense. You know what I mean? I think people were expecting like a grand exit for the characters, but it's like I agree with Captain Canada. What else could they do? You know what I mean? Like I thought it was a really good ending to the show. But now that the boss is back, we'll shut up about the fun stuff.
Well, no, like I didn't finish it when it was airing originally because I was kind of I didn't really get it. I got some of it, but I just didn't like it. But then when I watched it again, like, and I just remember people talking about, oh, that finale is so horrible. It's so horrible. I'm like, no, this is actually appropriate. Like, this is the appropriate level of, it sort of addresses that these guys are just assholes.
Yeah.
And
they're horrible
people. That's what the show is. They're just assholes. They're assholes to everyone but each other, and even each other isn't always safe.
Yeah. And I mean, there's classic episodes like you know, like there's just some hilarious moments on that show. So
what are we doing? We're not men. We're pathetic. Oh yeah, like I don't know that I'm pathetic.
yeah. That's great. He's like, oh yeah, like I don't know.
All right, Corey's back. He has a beer. What are you drinking, Corey?
I am drinking a Great Lakes Brewing Company Conway's Irish Ale.
There you go. There you go. Getting all crafty. Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I am drinking something you've had.
Yeah. Silent Disco. Moose is drinking water.
I am drinking water.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset about both of those because I never got the chance for Silent Disco, which I will in October.
Yes,
and I'm not a huge fan of Great Lakes. I've tried multiple of their beers, and I'm kind of like, I'd rather drink like Yinling. I wouldn't go far as to say I'd rather drink a Bud Light or a Miller Light, but I would rather drink.
Yeah, I like Elliot Ness. I like their Dortmunder Gold. The one that Corey's drinking is actually okay, but they're pretty shaky.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into questions.
All right.
First up is actually someone. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but she was. Her name is Megan Green. She is basically the DNA Nerds Gone Rogue super fan who's been with everything Corey's done since the beginning, even before me.
That's true. I think
so.
You want to know how long she's been listening? Dan was hosting.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I remember like your first couple episodes, you guys were like, well, apparently we have a question. Megan Green. Yeah. So her question is simple. Who are some of your favorite developers in the business today?
Oh, boy.
I mean, I know Moose and I kind of share one, if not two.
We share two.
Like From Software and Supergiant.
We share.
Yacht Club. Housemark.
We share Housemark. You like Housemark?
I do like Housemark, but like
I mean, they kind of stumbled with Matterfall, so I'm excited to see what they do next after they basically put the last nail in the coffin for arcade shooters now.
Housemark is like watching a Sidney Lumet film. It's like Sidney Lumet isn't my favorite director, but I know he's reliable for a good movie.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I think of Housemark. I don't like go actively seeking out Housemark stuff because like I have not played Nex Machina, haven't played Matterfall. I didn't even play Alienation yet, which is shame on me. But Corey, you go ahead. Yacht Club. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but like Yacht Club, I think they did something great in Shovel Knight and all its content, but like they're still kind of not known just yet.
I know, but I love Shovel Knight, and I'm just like whatever they do next, I will buy day one because of Shovel Knight. So
same.
Let's see here.
Naughty Dog. Santa Monica.
Gorilla now.
Yeah, Gorilla.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo, but they have so many different studios within their company that I just don't even know what, like which studio is doing what stuff. I just enjoy what they put out,
Yeah.
Ninja Theory. Team Ninja.
Ninja Theory. Yeah, Ninja Theory is definitely up there.
Ninja Theory is really good.
Platinum's been hit or miss lately, but they're pretty good. You know,
Yeah, but they have. It's pretty clear that they have an A team and a B team, and you can definitely tell which.
Yeah, you can totally.
And so they take on projects to keep the lights on, and they give that to their B team while their A team is chugging away on something amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, who else is there?
There's also Blizzard. You know,
yeah.
I mean, whatchamacallit's really good.
Yeah, but there's a difference in like knowing what developers make great games, like Matt said with Housemarque, and like versus games that I really enjoy playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the idea of Blizzard really putting the polish on everything that they do, but
right.
I'm not like a huge fan of everything they do, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So like I never really got into Warcraft, which is weird because I really like StarCraft, but I never really got into Diablo. But I love Overwatch. Like Blizzard's very hit or miss for me, even though I respect what they do, and I know that like a lot of polish goes on their games. That their games just some of them just aren't for me, you know. I mean that's the same with a lot of companies though. Rockstar is the same way, you know.
Yeah, I love Rockstar.
They're very hit or miss for me. Like I enjoy Red Dead and Bully, but I don't care for Grand Theft Auto or Manhunt or let's see who else is out there right now. That's like Bethesda is very hit or miss for me, but I like a lot of what Bethesda does.
DICE is becoming hit or miss with me, just because they're like I love Battlefield 3, love Battlefield 4. Hardlines was okay, and then Battlefield 1
problematic.
Well, I was in it for the multiplayer, so I had no problem with multiplayer. Freaking Blood Money is a great mode, and I'd love to see that mode implemented in their next game. Like you could totally do it as in. So the next one's supposed to be World War II, which I'm like, fuck. Like I want Battlefield 5, and I want it to be freaking, modern time shooter like Battlefield 4 was. Because my problem with Battlefield 1 is they changed up the classes, and I hate that. So I want my classes back. So I go back to Battlefield 4, and there's only a certain amount of game modes that people are playing on the PS4, so I'll probably have to go PC when I build my PC to really enjoy all the game modes. There'll be more players on that. But anyway, so like their next game is going to kind of be like a wait and see what happens. But like they did, DICE did Battlefront 1 and 2, and just kind of like, they're kind of you know what I mean? Falling off their pedestal, stumbling a little bit, kind of like Platinum, and almost BioWare, kind of like BioWare is now. And even though BioWare's slide downhill started with Mass Effect 2, it's just, it's getting worse, and I have a feeling that Anthem is going to kill them. So, like, I love Rockstar. I agree with you. Rockstar is awesome. Like, and I agree with your statement of Blizzard. Like, whatever game they do, they're going to put a lot of good polish on it. Like, I never really got hooked on Overwatch. Like, I don't feel like, to me, I can play it like other first-person shooters, but I enjoyed what I've played of it, and it's really good. They did a really good job with it. So, like, I know the next game that they're going to put out is going to be awesome. I mean, they do have WoW has an expansion coming out soon in September, but that's probably by that's by the WoW team. That's not necessarily the Blizzard team that develops everything else. So I'd just like to say, we're talking about developers, but publishers, I'd like to give a shout out to Devolver Digital.
I was waiting for them to come up. I was waiting for
Devolver Digital and all the games that they put out. Like, all their games are freaking awesome. Like, I was playing Ruiner like a couple weeks ago. That game is just it just oozes style, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. They did Hotline Miami, for those who don't know. And like, if you have a lot of PlayStation 4 games and you go back and look at the publishers and the games that you own on them, They did Ollie Ollie. They did. I mean, they've done. I think they did Enter the Gungeon. They've done a lot. They've published a lot of games, and they got what is it? Swords of Ditto. I think it's the next one.
That game looks cool.
Which it's going to be on Switch, but it's
and
like
PS4.
but it's pretty much like a roguelike, whereas in like what you leave behind gets picked up by your ancestors. Like, and so I think that's going to be a pretty cool little game that's coming out. So like they just go out there and they just find like really cool indie developers and publish the games. Also, what is it? Mother Russia Bleeds is a great game too.
Slain, didn't they do Slain too?
I don't think they did Slain.
Okay,
I will Google that right now, but I don't think they did. They did Strafe.
Oh, okay.
Strafe is freaking awesome.
Did they do Absolver?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and that's like the Dark Souls of fighting games. I mean,
yes.
like they've done a lot of really cool things.
The people that did Wolf Brew Games, who actually developed Slain, self-published.
Oh, okay, good for them.
Yeah, good, totally good for them. So, but like Sony, as a company to have other companies do their like first party studios, like Naughty Dog, like other people do their games. Yeah. Even though like I have a problem with the shooting mechanics in Naughty Dog games, I thoroughly enjoy their stories. Like if you want to play a really good Indiana Jones game, play Uncharted. You know, if you want a really good, to be honest, it's a really good walking, it's besides it being a little bit different, Last of Us is a really good Walking Dead video game. Okay. I mean, you're playing with something a little bit different, it's a fungus infecting people instead of like the undead, but still it's kind of the same premise. You're still going to be doing the same thing in the quote unquote after the apocalypse or whatever. So
along the same lines as Naughty Dog, Crystal Dynamics. I love those Tomb Raider reboot games. I absolutely love them. Personally, I think they're better than the Uncharted games in terms of gameplay. Like, I think Uncharted tells a better story, but I think in terms of just pure gameplay and what you can do in the games, I think Tomb Raider's a little bit better for my taste.
Yeah.
Except for Uncharted 2, man, the train sequence and gosh, the train sequence is so good in Uncharted 2.
I agree. The opening sequence of Uncharted 2 is really good. We're just like, what the hell's going on? So you just jump when you're
climbing up through the train. Yeah, it's so good.
Spoilers. So good. But yes, it is really
spoilers good. For a game from 2009.
Hey, I'm just saying, some people might not know. They might not be in that PlayStation Nation.
That was the Uncharted game I tried first, and it bored me to tears. So
Gearbox with Borderlands. I mean, I love the Borderlands.
Yeah, but Gearbox has also put out some garbage.
I think Gearbox's best game is Duke Nukem Forever.
Okay, can we fire the boss moves or no?
We can. We can make our own. We can put the wheels in motion to where we get the passwords to everything and just change them all. And be like Corey Hope.
Fair. Well, guys, it's been good. It's been fun.
We can never get rid of it.
No,
guys, no. I don't want to change the name again.
We don't have to.
No, we're not changing the name. We're just taking it from. No, I'm kidding. I'm sitting here trying to think of developers other than From Software and Supergiant that I will get ever.
Well, I feel like they do. Like,
I mean, Epic's like a different thing too. I feel like
they stumbled with Paragon.
Yeah.
And then they just hit a gold mine with Fortnite. Yeah. Just because Fortnite is like, I don't want to say a simpler version of Battlefield or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I think in their benefit, they came out with it. They made it free. and it does. It's a lot of fun. You and I have played it together.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a blast.
It's a fucking blast.
So like, I feel like they're more hit than miss, kind of like Platinum.
Yeah,
like if I saw Platinum's next game, I could pretty much say that'll probably be a hit. If it's a miss, I'm going to be more surprised than it being than it being a hit. I won't be surprised. So,
like I think of Platinum, and I'm like, anytime I hear they're developing a game, I'm going to look at it.
Right.
Like I won't buy all of them. Like I won't, but I will at least pay attention.
Right.
Like I really like Insomniac as a developer.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. Quantic Dream.
No.
No. Okay.
No, and like apart from all that shit that came out recently about David Cage and just like people who are like excited for his games, they're also the same people that shit on games like Gone Home and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Yeah.
When his games are no different. There's a little difference. There's just a lot more quick time events.
Yeah, that's true.
And like,
I mean, you have a point. Yeah.
And like, I think Heavy Rain was a cool thing, but I did not care to go to Beyond Two Souls. I probably won't play Detroit Beyond Human, despite it being sci-fi on a level that is totally matte.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Andy's right. Quantic Dream is very niche.
It's very.
I agree with him.
It's niche, yes, but at the same time, I feel like they have this weird ambition that they want to tackle some concepts, but then they fumble every possible ball that you throw at them with those subjects. I mean, Heavy Rain had some issues. Beyond Two Souls had more issues, and with all this stuff that's kind of an allegory for like dealing with race and very present issues, I don't have any faith in them nailing any of it. I feel like it's probably going to be laughably meme worthy and super problematic from start to finish. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. Bethesda is one that I will pay attention to anything they do. Like, I haven't played an Elder Scrolls game since Oblivion, but that didn't stop me from buying Skyrim day one and never playing it. But like, I love the Fallout games.
And they're also one where they're kind of like a publisher.
They're kind of like a publisher.
They're like Bethesda. The developer does like
Elder Scrolls,
but then they have Arcane who does Dishonored.
Yeah,
they have id
who does other stuff. Is id still a developer? I don't even know.
No, it is. It did Doom.
Yeah, they did Doom.
Doom. Doom. Machine did Wolfenstein,
and
both those games are fucking cool.
Didn't Arcane do Prey?
Arcane did Prey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two Arcanes though. It's the same company, but they have two studios.
Yeah, so it's like
one did Prey, one did Dishonored.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were almost like Team A, Team B, and I feel it's on my challenge list, and I actually can't wait to get back to it. But I feel Prey got shit on a lot this last year. I think it's a really good game, and it's definitely worth.
I mean, Prey is an anomaly in this day and age because it's like a super immersive sim, and there's not a lot of those coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll throw Firaxis in there. Like, they only really do XCOM, or at least they've only really done XCOM in the last 5 years. But those games are good. Wow. Todd Howard is an alumni of Andy Kluhl's high school. That's freaking cool.
I think that's our high school.
Oh, is it your high school? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Emmaus? Wow.
Yeah, he is. I do remember that now, reading that like when I was
awesome.
looking up Elder Scrolls 5. Yeah. And stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, basically family, right? No.
yeah.
Wow, he graduated high school 2 years before I did.
Yeah, he's my brother's age.
Oh god.
So he graduated in my brother's class. That's fucking crazy. I mean, Maryland's not that far from
No,
PA.
it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, yeah, from Supergiant. I like.
If you
if you want to talk about people, I will also throw Edmund McMillan in there.
Right. Yeah, because of
Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, End Is Nigh.
All right. So to wrap this segment up,
okay.
So we'll move on to the next one, real quick. Just a little. Here's your think about it. Give your answer and a little blurb, maybe why. What is the one developer you would want to be stuck on a desert island with their games? And it has to be a team. And it's like under Bethesda, you have to be like, okay, the developmental team behind Elder Scrolls, right? Mm-hmm. Or you're going Nintendo, it has to be the team that does Zelda. It can't be like Nintendo. It can't be like Bethesda. You have to pick a team. Personally, I would probably pick the Elder Scrolls team. So that's why I picked, just because I love the high fantasy, and I like what they do with their games. I'm looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6, but it'll be 10 to 20 years before it comes out. So because they have online going right now, and they're going to have their new IP coming out soon, and they're doing Elder Scrolls Legends, which is their card game. So yeah. Anyways, Matt, what developer would you pick?
I would this is going to be completely out there or out of left field. I'd pick Blizzard.
Okay. Oh shit! I should have picked that for WoW.
Mainly because I love the Warcraft games. I never played StarCraft. I did not play World of Warcraft, but I love Diablo. I like Hearthstone. Taking a lot of the games out of my library would give me more than enough reason to play Overwatch. So, or at least more than I have. And, Blizzard is really fucking good.
I'm kind of shocked that you would pick From Software.
I
feel like your addiction to From Software is way worse than any addiction you have.
But see, Blizzard is like legacy addiction for me.
Okay.
Mainly because like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 are probably neck and neck as the games I've spent the most time playing. I spent more than 1,000 hours on both of them.
Okay.
It was real.
Okay.
And like I'm kind of jealous that Path of Exile is only an Xbox game, because like a spiritual successor to Diablo 2, it sounds like a good goddamn time.
For now. It's exclusive for now.
I hope so.
Yeah. Corey, what's your answer?
I think it would be the Zelda team, honestly. I couldn't imagine not having, like, if I was stuck with one franchise, I couldn't imagine not being Zelda. Just because of like, how much I love that franchise, and how much like certain games in that series mean to me, and especially in certain times in my life. Like, I don't know, it's just one of those series that it just needs to be with me. If it's the last series I ever play for the rest of my life, I don't think I would ever be sad. But yeah, Zelda. It would be the Zelda team.
Okay. Moose?
I already said mine. Mine was Bethesda. The ones that do Elder Scrolls team.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's neck and neck with Blizzard. But in actuality, you would think it would be Blizzard because I played World of Warcraft. And if I had a computer that could play World of Warcraft, I could just play that nonstop. But it's just... I would need something that would need an end and then pick up a game later. You know what?
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
like to play something new. But all right, next question.
Next question comes from Deshaun Malone. After 1 year, how do you guys feel about Switch? What game are you looking forward to most that's been announced?
I think
Corey, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna let you go last because you're probably the biggest Nintendo fan out of all three of us, and you probably have. Yeah, no, I know. But like, I feel like it's only appropriate that you go last.
I feel he should go last too.
You're outvoted, boss.
Fine.
2-1. Shut your whore mouth.
Overruled.
Moose, as the newest returnee to the Nintendo hype train, what are your thoughts?
I think the Switch has done a really good job of selling, but it's still new enough where I know like people are like, oh, there's a game coming out like every week. There's like 20, 30 games coming out every single week. But I'm going to be honest, like I look at a lot of them and I'm like, I play that on a tablet.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them. And I know right now it's because the Nintendo Switch doesn't have such a huge library. Like I know a lot of indie developers are putting their games out on Switch first or like just a little bit before they release it on other consoles because the library isn't as big. So your game doesn't get lost. Like that's why, side note, Housemarque stopped doing arcade shooters because they just don't sell anymore. And because there's so many games on the PlayStation 4 platform that they're just like, it's not going to sell there. So we have to do something new. And so I look at the market and I'm like, great, I want to play Mario. I want to play, this, I want to play that. But then it's like, when you look at the games coming out, you're like, it's a tablet game. Am I really interested in it? Is it really have the polish, like a AAA or a really good indie would have? Like, I want to play Owlboy, so I'll pick that up at some time. I want to play the Bayonetta games. Like, that's the latest game that's been really cool that's been coming out. And so I'm just if I had to pick a game that I'm most anticipating this year, I mean, I couldn't even say on Nintendo just because it probably wouldn't even be out till next year. So like right now, it's probably something that has not been announced. Like
when I tell you mine, you'll change your tune.
What's that?
When I tell you mine, you'll probably change your tune.
Probably. So
I think there's something you forgot, but that's okay.
There probably is. So, but I mean, I enjoy it. They've done a really good job with it. It's definitely really good. It's got good portability. It's got I want to play Cave Story. So like I've been thinking when I pick my Switch up again, after I get through Grand Kingdom, I will probably jump into Cave Story and just play the hell out of that. Which is weird that it's only on Nintendo platforms.
I think it always was. It was just on. Yeah. I think it was on Nintendo and PC because it started as.
I don't even know. I don't even think it's on PC.
Oh, really?
I remember reading somewhere somebody was like, I have to buy a freaking Nintendo platform to play this kick-ass indie game because it was like one of the really first legit, indie games, of these last 10 years or something. So
yeah,
but like Octopath Traveler looks pretty cool. I played the demo, so right now that's probably at the top of my list for a good RPG. But that's about it. Matt.
I think the Switch is a fantastic second console.
I agree with that statement 110%. Yes. If
you only have one console, the Switch could be way better. I'm not even saying like from a spec standpoint or a horsepower situation. I feel like the messaging and marketing and letting everybody know what's out, spotlighting something that you might not know is good could be a lot better. Because like one of a game that shocked the shit out of Moose and I last year, Earth Atlantis, neither of us had heard of it prior to seeing it on the Switch store.
Yeah.
And then we bought it, loved it, ended up being Moose's second favorite game last year. I mean,
yeah,
you know, people need to, I think you need to have some people that'll do some messaging for those titles.
And I think like I was saying, a lot of developers are like, oh, hey, I'll put my game out on Switch. And it's like this, like I was saying, it could be a mobile game, and it's like, okay, well now their market is getting flooded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's almost to the point where Colin and Greg from Beyond and PS I Love You have been saying for a while now that not Nintendo, but Sony needs a curator for what goes on in their store, because it's like, how does this shit make it on your market? Like you're almost turning into Steam, where you have completely shit games on your marketplace, and it's like you need because back in the day, Nintendo had the seal of approval.
Yeah, and
you knew if you saw that was a quality game, you know, and Nintendo. Well, you had a higher chance of it being a quality game than it being total shit. So,
I'm not really sure. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer for NES deserve that seal of approval.
That's true. I think the seal of quality stood for a couple of things. It had to work. You had to be able to play it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like hate speech or pornography. So I don't know.
Nothing wrong with the latter.
I'm not saying there is, but
I know.
But I feel like there was an in-house sort of curation there,
right?
But the game for Switch that I am most excited for, yes, it's been announced on other platforms. Yes, it's already out on other platforms. Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah. It's not. It's only out on PC.
Yeah, so. It's only out on PC. If that comes out on PS4, I'll definitely buy it there. But I'm definitely buying Hollow Knight on Switch.
They're definitely a case where they're like, we'll put it on Switch first, just because the market's not flooded.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, I'm excited for Dark Souls on Switch, but I've played Dark Souls. I know I'm gonna play Dark Souls, and yeah, I have a problem. Quit making fun of me. But
quit thinking you know me. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Yeah.
As we put the Dark Souls IV into our arm.
I've started up Zelda again, and I'm still just I will still just probably, when I'm super frustrated with Dark Souls, I will take that card out, put Zelda back in, and I'm gonna wander around Hyrule, and I'm gonna have a good old time.
Yeah.
Unless it's raining.
Yeah.
Just fuck the rain in Hyrule.
I hate the rain.
I hate the freaking thunderstorms too, man.
Well, I don't mind the thunderstorms.
I'm gonna take a Boko leaf. I'm putting my wooden bow on, Boko shield. I am not getting shocked at all.
You need to watch the videos where the guys pick the top 10 weapons of Zelda, and the leaf is number 6 or 5.
It's weird
because they're all the shit that you could do with it. You could blow a bomb towards your enemies, or you could throw it at them, and they'll go to pick that up instead of their weapon, and so they're not even doing any damage to you.
Yep.
So I was that's pretty badass.
It's real dumb. It's so great.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Super Meat Boy Forever, because that would be one too. So that I agree.
Yeah.
Those three I'm looking for: Octopath Traveler, Hollow Knight, and Meat Boy Forever. Yeah,
but at the same time, is there a date on Meat Boy Forever? I don't even know.
They said 2018.
Oh,
so okay. I think what he's doing is just polishing it, because he had a conversation with, it was either GameSpot or IGN, and they were talking about him developing the game. He wanted to make a mobile game. So he was like, how can I make Super Meat Boy a mobile game? And he decided, well, I could do an endless runner type game. And so that's basically why it's called Super Meat Boy Forever, is because you can make so many levels out of it. It's procedurally generated, I think, as well.
Okay.
And so it started out as a mobile game, and then he came back to it. And so he was like, you know, he's got a bigger team now, and so they're finalizing the game. And I think what they're just doing is because I think it's going to be like Chasm. Chasm's got a library of levels and all this stuff, and then it builds the world around that library, that cache, and that's exactly how Super Meat Boy is going to work. But there's so many possibilities that you'll probably never have the same level. You know, like all your levels will probably be different than all my levels.
Right.
So, but yeah, they said 2018, and I mean, if they got to push it to polish it, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'd delay the game instead of giving me a game that's buggy and shitty and needs a lot of updates to run. So take your time, man. Take your time and make a really good platformer.
Agreed.
But
all right, Corey.
Let's see here. I'm going to start with by how surprised I am that Switch is doing so well, like selling so well. I think that I am one of the few people who enjoyed the Wii U, but I also know the shortcomings of the system, you know, where like it's literally the halfway step between the GameCube and the Wii versus the Switch, right? It's you could play off TV, but there's no power in the system, so you only could go like 5 feet from your system, and like maybe maybe it would work one day, and if it's raining, it won't work the next day.
No Mario Maker on the crapper. You fucked up, Wii U.
Yeah. So, I mean, the tech felt like a toy. Like the Wii U, definitely the tablet especially felt like a toy. The software was good, but not the greatest software lineup ever. Although it had great games like Super Mario 3D World. I think is my favorite Mario game of all time. I love the idea of the 2D Mario being put into a 3D space instead of just Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. Even though I love those games, I love that idea. I love Pikmin 3. I think is the best version of Pikmin. You know, it has arguably the best Mario Kart game. And we got a sequel to Bayonetta, which I don't think anybody ever thought we were going to get.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had never played Bayonetta before then. So, and it has all 3 of my favorite Zelda games on it. So, you know, when they remade Wind Waker and then Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild, you know, they had some interesting games like Yoshi's Woolly World. They have one of the most influential games of all time in Mario Maker, which, you know, I know we haven't really seen anything from anybody really yet tried to copy that, but, you know, there was a rumor of that Pac-Man Maker last year. There's been that Mega Man Maker online somewhere floating around. So like that stuff is starting to show its face. I wonder how they're going to top Mario Maker.
I don't think they'll top Mario Maker. I think they'll just add to it.
Yeah, I would like to see a Mario Brothers 2 skin added to it, or a Paper Mario skin added to it. I think that would be cool. Or even take like the one art style I've always wanted to see 2D Mario in is the Mario and Luigi RPG games. Like the box art always has. Oh yeah,
those are cool.
They have cool art, like cool like hand-drawn art. I would really love to see Mario take that on. But the Switch is just the fully realized version, I think, of what they wanted to do with Wii U in terms of you can play on the TV and on the go. You can play it exclusively in handheld mode. I know people who've never plugged in their dock, you know.
Jason's never played it in the dock, and apparently neither is Matt. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried once, but all my controllers were dead, so I never actually got to play it.
Let's see. I'm really surprised, and and happy that Nintendo is doing well again, and how they, because a little over a year ago, we didn't know what the system was going to be. That terrible conference in July, or not July, January, before the Switch came out. It was like scary bad, and like I know it was very Japanese and very the translators were not very I don't know what the right word is. I guess like they weren't very enthusiastic when they were translating, so it made the whole thing feel boring. And the Splatoon guy was weird, and like everything was just like, oh no, what's happening? Everything we saw in October was exciting, and now they're just messing it all up.
The rooftop party, like Nintendo did an interesting display, but left them so open for jokes.
Yeah,
like it was a weird time, man. It was a weird time.
Yeah,
and it's been like, and as someone, I mean, Moose and I can both hold up our hands and say we were throwing shit tons of shade at the Switch.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And like, and I knew I was going to get one under certain circumstances. Mm-hmm. And when, Breath of the Wild was announced, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to play Zelda if it's on Wii U. I'm not buying a Switch to play it. And then, I played it on Wii U, and it was my favorite game of the year, and actually probably one of the best games I've actually ever played. But yeah, I was not ready to get on board with the Switch until very, very late.
Yeah. I think it's exciting that we're seeing so many Nindies take advantage of the console too, and some it's the same thing that happened to the Vita, where like the system would sell, and then all the indie games, people would play all their indie games on Vita, and like we're seeing that transition to Switch, which is making the console more appealing to people. And then we're getting, and it's still not the ideal place to play third-party games, but look, we got freaking Doom on Switch, and LA Noire on Switch. Like you forget that those, and Wolfenstein is coming. Still, I would recommend playing those on other systems, but at least the Switch is getting third-party support. Skyrim sold huge on Switch.
That's weird. It's still weird.
Yeah, plus getting arguably two of the greatest games in their respective franchises in the first year.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to top because it's kind of like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but like I think they were smart in putting Zelda and Mario out first to get the system in people's hands. Now they can start selling. They're gonna have Yoshi and Kirby this year, but also, we don't have Smash Brothers yet. We don't have Mario Maker yet. We don't have, I know Metroid Prime 4, they need to do something to make that more appealing to people outside of like the hardcore Nintendo fans, which the easy answer to that is to have a competitive multiplayer mode, which I know people don't like to hear from a Metroid game, but Pokemon is going to be the heavy hitter too, because the next entry is not coming to 3DS. They've already confirmed that. So,
which is good. They need to kind of put that to bed.
Yeah.
3DS.
I'm sure the Pokemon spin-offs and stuff will be coming to Switch or coming to 3DS, but the next mainline entry.
Reminds me, I need to get Pokken Tournament.
Yeah. That game's great too. We got new IP. We got new IP in ARMS, which I really liked ARMS, especially after that update where you can customize your controls, which really improved the way that game plays for me. But the game I'm most excited for that's been announced, besides the easy ones like Metroid and Pokemon, I think in the short term, Mario Tennis, I think in the short term, I'm really excited for.
That game looks fucking cool, doesn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah. Mario Tennis, I think in the short term, and Metroid Prime 4, I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see what that new team behind this game makes it. because Retro's not working on it. So how are they going to change the formula while still making it feel like Metroid Prime, and what are they going to add to it to make it more appealing for people? I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of it. But I'm happy that it's doing well, and like I don't care if it sells as much as the Wii or the PS2 or the PS4 or whatever. I think it's a fantastic second console, like you guys said, and I think that's where it's going to shine. They're not trying to be first, but in that trying to get people to buy it as their second console, that's where they're going to win and come out ahead, because a lot of people are either going to own a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox and then buy the Switch as their second console, because those two consoles are too similar in terms of third-party games, at least. Not really first-party. Sorry, Xbox, but I love Halo, but it's not cutting it.
I mean, you've got two exclusives that I would play on your console in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay hundreds of dollars to do it. I would rather just wait till I build my PC and then I'll play Cuphead there.
Yep.
I'll play Sunset Overdrive there.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can play it there, but
I'll find a way. There are ways. There are ways.
You can play the Cuphead ripoff games on your phone now.
Nope, not doing that. Fuck that. Okay. So what do we have? One question left?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I do believe it's from the lost Steiner brother, Michael. Weren't they wrestlers? The Steiners? Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, yeah.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong human being here.
But Moose knew, so I was asking the right human being, Corey.
That's right. I don't think the question was directed at you. It was directed at
I know.
Winner.
Yeah. It was directed at the other old person in the room.
All right, I'll take that too.
Okay, so Michael Steiner says, I found you guys when one of you posted in the Giant Bomb threads about podcasts, and I've gone back to listen to older episodes. I did that. Thank you, Michael.
I do want to. By the way, Matt, you remember when you asked me what was up with the iTunes feed, one of the podcast feed? So I went into Podbean, which is who we hosted through, and I was like, why is this not showing up? I went through the settings, and the settings were set at only 20 episodes show up in the RSS feed.
Okay.
So if you're listening to the show on anything other than iTunes right now, it should be fixed.
Okay.
iTunes likes to take their sweet time to adjust things. So
no, totally.
So it still has our old logo up for the podcast art. So,
okay. Anyway, Michael Steiner, I found you guys when one of you posted in the Giant Bomb threads about podcasts. I've gone back to listen to older episodes. I really like the dynamic and the topics you discuss, especially the Black Panther episode. Yes.
Yeah, it's because Moose wasn't there.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. This has always been a team effort and always will be a team effort. Sometimes teammates, get injured or need to take a game off. That's fine. Here's my question. What do you think the next big innovation in gaming will be? This is fucking tricky. I feel like in a post VR world, I don't know. When people started, I played the shitty VR games back in the 90s in arcades, and I'm like, I don't think this will work. And then when Moose and I went to upstate New York for Extra Life, I played the PSVR there and really had a good time with E-Valkyrie. But I feel like VR's success comes in other forms. It's not going to be in gaming.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be in the practical space. I feel like the next...
In the what space?
The practical space.
Oh, yeah. It'll be in, virtual tours. Stuff like that.
like selling an apartment. Like, hey, you can walk around this apartment. Here's the dimensions, whatnot. Or
here's the address where you can go access the
medical stuff. Things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the next innovation in gaming, actually, and this is, I feel like augmented reality might be the best way for games. Now, before you throw any shade, like, I remember there's something that always gets brought up on the Giant Bombcast, and I never remember what it is, but it's like this company that's been working on this thing for like a decade now.
This company that's been working on this thing.
Yeah, I know. But a couple years ago at E3, like, they demoed something. It was like I'm tired. It's been a while. But they were talking about like I think it was AR glasses, and you look down the hallway and everything is just sort of there in the hall. It's not like a new thing. It's not like a different space. It's like you'll see like a ladder over there, and you get to go up and look up it, or like it's like a laser tag situation where it's just you look where you're aiming, and they're like, wow, this is cool. Microsoft doing the HoloLens thing with
Minecraft.
Just Minecraft, but like, I feel like that's a cool way to play Minecraft. Like, I would play Minecraft that way, because it's more like using Legos.
Yeah.
Or building something on your table. Like, that's a cool thing. I also feel like that could innovate in other spaces on top of video games as well. I also think like tabletop could probably use that in cool ways, especially like if we wanted to play. If all three of us, there's probably a future where all three of us can play a tabletop game where only one of us has it, but all three of us can see it on the table. Yeah. I feel like that would be a cool thing. So I'm gonna go augmented reality just because
virtual's already done.
There's a sense of tangibility, and I just don't think virtual reality's ultimate future is video games.
Yeah.
Corey, Moose, whichever one of you wants to go next.
Yeah, I mean, I think the next big innovation is going to be like things that it's going to be something like you said, like HoloLens or Google Glass or augmented reality in some form where like you put on these glasses and maybe the room you're in, like if I'm sitting in a chair, like maybe it'll be something what VR is trying to do now, but you're sitting in a room and maybe you have sensors on your walls or whatever to designate to the headset you're wearing that says, hey, you're in a enclosed space, but we're going to try to make it look like you're, in a hallway in some sort of like, if you're playing a horror game, some sort of insane asylum, and it gives you special instructions on how to set up the room for you to play. Like it's going to be a complicated process, whatever it is at first. Right. Mm-hmm. But maybe parts of the room start morphing, or you see the really cool, like how they used to do horror movies where they would make the walls look like walls, but it would really be like stretchy canvas or elastic, and you could see the faces and the hands come through the wall, and
yeah,
it would be more of like an experience in a game. I feel like a lot of the gaming innovations that have been made, like Kinect and Wii and stuff like that, have been better suited for learning and the medical field, like you said, and teaching people that way. And there was even the 3DS thing where you could go to museums and you could learn about different things, like paintings and statues and stuff. And I kind of see innovation moving that direction where like maybe it starts in games, but it's better suited for these things. Kinect is now kind of designated to ghost hunting.
Yeah.
Dumb stuff like that. I think the next innovation, whatever it is not going to be. I mean, it's hard to think because it's probably not there yet. I think Assassin's Creed, though, what they're doing with their
walking tours.
Yeah, their walking tours
that's a cool fucking thing.
It's a cool first step, and I feel like more games are going to explore that type of thing. You know, even if it's not even real history, like maybe you just want to walk through. Like the next Zelda game, what if they did it where you just learn about the history of Hyrule and what is this statue? What is this broken wall? What is this horse stable? Like you learn the history of all these things and all these characters and everything. And I mean, it's a simple thing, but maybe that's the type of thing where people want to experience a game without having the stresses of it getting too hard. And that's how they want to experience it, you know? Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I'm not smart enough to do it. Because if I did, ultimately, if we were smart enough
if we knew, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right. Well, we might be, but
we'd probably do it.
We'd have more time to do this.
Yes, we'd have more time.
5 shows a week, everybody.
Because of all that cheddar we'd be making from innovating.
Cheddar.
Moose.
I got cheddar.
I'd have to go. I agree with you. Augmented reality, because I mean, you know, there's genres that can be called innovative, and there's, you know, mechanics that you can add to stuff that's innovative, but something that's gonna change gaming and be innovative to it as a whole. I agree with you. I think augmented reality is where it's at. I think, like you said, 100% agree. VR gaming is not going to be what it's ultimately used for. Like in 4 or 5 years,
it will have more success with porn than it will in video games.
In 4 to 5 years, people will be using their PlayStation VR to be like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna go tour, you know, the Sistine Chapel. Mm-hmm. You know, put on the headset and just walk around and see it all. You know."
Yeah.
So I think that's what that's going to be, and with I think augmented reality, it's going to allow people to really step into the world or see a world, you know, and not have to move, so you can work with a limited amount of space, you know, and like I think playing Minecraft with AR would be awesome. Yeah. You know, I know, like it frustrated me. A guy I worked with at Lowe's was going to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. And I already had my PlayStation, and he went Xbox, and I was like, "Well, why?" And he was like, "Well, I'm going Xbox because of the artificial reality." He's like, "Wouldn't that be awesome to just sit there and play?" I'm like, "That's not coming for like 10 years, dude."
Yeah,
like you are not going to be playing Minecraft with an AR headset on your Xbox One. It'll maybe be not for Xbox 2, you know, or possibly the 3. You know, I'm like, it's not coming for a while. They're just trying to show you something to get you.
This is what we're working on, yeah.
And this is what we're working on. Like when they come out and say, "Hey, here's the headset, here's price," then I would buy the system. You know, so. But I just find it funny. I don't think it'll be out for another 5 years or at the most, or at the least, I should say. So, but. I hope it takes off for them. I mean, that'll be cool. I mean, you know, Sony will have to answer for that. I think Nintendo will just keep doing what it's doing.
Nintendo
will be Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and predict Nintendo because they'll do them, and I'll let them.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would, you know, hey, y'all do you do you, and you know, like Corey said, the Switch is a great second console. Like, I'm enjoying it. I love Zelda. I love playing Zelda. It's a great game. It does have some shortcomings. Like pretty much like I said, once I beat the game, I had no drive to go back because anyways, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but it's just like they're going to do what they're going to do. They probably won't step into AR. They probably won't step into VR. I mean, for God's sakes, they can't even put voice chat on their current console without it being a convoluted way
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is, like, all of that,
So-
like all that online multiplayer, all that voice chat stuff is actually baked into the Switch. Nintendo just blocks it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's fucking weird what they're doing.
Right. Well, I mean, and then the other thing is, like, they'll sell consoles because they have fucking Mario.
Yeah.
And they come out with games like Mario Maker. Like, they always do a good job of pushing their franchises to the next level, if not for, like, that genre in general, but for that franchise. Like, there's a lot of games that does what Breath of the Wild does, you know, as far as, like, open world, exploring, all that stuff.
Systems layered on top of one another. I mean, Far Cry 2.
But it was innovative for Zelda. And then there's games that do what Mario does, but then, you know, Mario Maker comes along and it's like, you can make your own worlds. So you pretty much have all the Mario games that you could possibly think of. Like, you know, you could have Mario, like, instead of going, like, you could go numbers, kind of like what they did with Mega Man, like how they went back and they made Mega Man, what was it, 10, 9 and 10, and now 11's coming out. You can go back and keep going with the numbered Marios and be like, here's Mario 4, here's Mario, you know, I'm making Mario 5 for myself.
What if they made Super Mario Brothers 4 and just made a completely new art style for it? Like, similar to like 1, 2, 3 World, like those art styles were so cool. Like, what if they just went back and just decided to make this really crazy art style for Mario and just did it? Did it. Like, it doesn't even have to be like pixelated, but like a 2D kind of hand drawn Mario game.
What I would love to see, and I don't know who, I was talking to somebody about it, but The Legend of Zelda, the very first one, redone in the Breath of the Wild engine. Like, still kind of a top down, doesn't have to be, you know, like the perspective it is now. Like, it could still be top down, but it would be in the graphics engine of what they have today. I mean, hell, they could even do it if they wanted to. Like, hey, here's the very first Legend of Zelda redone in Breath of the Wild. Because they would benefit so much from having some type of Mario game or some type of Zelda game coming out like every year. It doesn't have to be the next big game in the franchise, but it could be a remaster. It could be, hey, this worked for Mario, like a Mario Maker. Here's a Zelda Maker, Legend of Zelda Maker, and you know, you can make your own dungeons. You could do this. You could like build your own story on it. And hey, by the way, we can give you the graphics engine for Legend of Zelda, all the way up to the graphics engine for, I don't know, Wind Waker.
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. You know, or they could even be like, and here's an up-resed version in 32-bit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to stop at 16 because they had an N64. You know what I mean? They just decided to make the jump to 3D with Ocarina of Time. So, anyways, yeah, I think we're all pretty much in agreement that artificial reality is going to be the next big innovative thing. I mean, if you asked what would be the innovative thing on console gaming, it would be 60 frames per second.
Yeah, 60 frames per second. You know, shit not being broke.
No, they're gonna aim for like 8K before they get to 30 frames a second, let alone 60.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Is like fucking Microsoft coming in and shitting all over everything, and they're like, oh, it's got to be 4K. Got to be 4K. Like, fuck you, assholes. 1080p works great. Make it 60 frames per second.
Like,
have a solid fucking frame rate instead of your shit dipping down into the teens, the fucking teens.
I think in terms of like console gaming, I think the next innovation is sort of codifying video games as an art form. Oddly enough, trying to figure out what actually establishes video games from the other arts, and that is something that has not really been codified or really been sort of just boiled down to its pure aesthetics. I mean, film did it 100 years ago, music did it, you know, a little bit later, and you know, books were done centuries ago, And I feel like the way that you establish video games as an art form is to figure out what its pure qualities are. And I'm not talking about let's separate it by first person or genre or style or graphics. You have to just figure out what coalesces it into its own art form, and that's really it. Like that's your frontier. Whether or not anybody actually sits down and does it is a different fucking thing. But after that, it's probably figuring out how to preserve what's dead. Like, vanilla WoW or whatever. Or a lot of the older games that you can't find anyway anymore. Like on one of the Bombcasts recently, they were talking about this Canadian computer that had a whole bunch of different games on it, but no one ever really cracked it. So all those games are just lost to the ether. And I think that preservation is a cool thing, but not everybody else does.
Yeah. I don't know. Innovation is a key thing. Like, I mean, look what Switch did. It's just such a simple innovation, but it's such a game changer in terms of like we get to play all the Nintendo games. And theoretically, we get to play all the Nintendo games on one console now instead of 2 or 3. I don't know. Innovation is a rough thing. It's one of those things that if we were smart enough to know what it was, we would be
somewhere else doing it.
I wouldn't be living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Akron. I would be living in a mansion somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Or you'd be in a place in Silicon Valley saying, "Hey, this is what's going to happen. Help me do this, and you will make money."
I would just sell the idea to Amazon for $1 billion and just live the rest of my life.
Or just don't sell it for $1 billion. You sell it for $1 million and say, "I want royalties on this bitch."
Yeah.
Bezos, you got enough money. Don't tell me you don't, because I know you do.
Well, when Moose gets back, I guess we could start 20 questions.
Yeah, Moose is off doing Moose stuff.
You said a bio break. What is a bio break?
Are
zombies breaking into his house?
That could be. I mean, I don't know. We're not there. He turned his video off, so maybe shit just went down. Like
literally or figuratively?
Both. He's taking care of business in whatever way he can.
Business. No? Okay.
I mean, I actually have Bachman Turner Overdrive's greatest hits. I think they're actually right behind this alphabetically. That band sucked, by the way.
I just know the song. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really well. They had probably 3 good songs. They had that. You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. And then they had Rolling Down the Highway, which is actually I actually do like that song. I think that's what it's called. Something Highway. Not Life is a Highway, because fuck Tom Cochran and the people who remade that bullshit song.
You mean that country band?
Yeah, fuck them too.
For that Cars movie.
Yep.
Of course Moose would know.
No, because I got stuck at the time listening to fucking shitty ass jingles playing it all the fucking time.
Jingles. All right.
Moose. 20 questions time.
20 questions.
For those of you who has never been here before, Corey has a game. Yes, I'm interrupting him. I don't care. Moose and I have to ask him 20 yes or no questions between the two of us, and to try and guess said game. We will alternate each time. He'll ask one, I'll ask one. Every 5, we take a 2-minute break where Moose and I can sort of huddle. At the end, after 20, we get a 5-minute huddle, but after that 5 minutes, we have to have a guess. If we guess correctly, each of us get a point. If we guess incorrectly, Corey gets the point.
Yeah.
The score is Moose has 4, Corey and I have 3. And
I'm glad you're keeping score because I stopped.
I know. I know. I was pissed that Moose got out to such a fucking lead. And then
Corey closed the gap.
Yeah, Corey busted his ass to catch up. I had to bust my ass to catch up because I was in last. And now I'm in last again with Corey. But Corey and I will get him. Anyway, Corey, you have your game, correct?
I sure do.
I will keep question count in our chat. Moose, go right ahead.
First question. Got the timer going?
Yep, timer's going.
Was this game released before January 1st, 2000?
Yes. No. Hold on.
Wait, was the game initially released?
Initially released before January 1st, 2000? No. For some reason, I got your question mixed up in my head.
No, it's all right, because I think Matt asks it, was this game initially released after January 1st?
Well, he usually asks if it's released in the HD era, and I knew that question was first, and I was like,
Mitch changing it up? All right. So it's after 2000 it's released.
Apart from any possibility of being on PC, was this an exclusive to any console platform?
No.
Okay.
You're asking me if it was exclusive besides PC to something? No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Moose?
Is this a first-party game?
Yes. No, it is not. It is not.
Son of a bitch.
It is not.
Combat series.
Is this game part of a series?
Licensed.
No. Okay.
So it's a standalone game.
Moose, you are up.
All right, the fifth question. Is it a first person?
No. That is 5, gentlemen. You have 2 minutes to discuss. Starting now.
All right.
Not part of a series, not first person, came out after January 1st, 2000.
It's not
an exclusive.
Not a first person. Or any mean a first party.
Yeah.
So well, that doesn't mean that it's not an exclusive. Because it could have been a second party.
I asked if it was exclusive to anyone.
Oh, right. Okay. So do we want to still go down the route of like we should do gameplay? I think gameplay really helps us narrow things down. So we know it's not first person, so it's got to be third person, obviously.
Yeah.
But like we could do, combat. Do you play a human? Do you do this? Do you do that? Like we can go down. I can go down that route if you want to keep asking because you do really good with the questions like, hey, is it
60 seconds left?
Is it on this console? Is it on this? You ask more of like the development and hey, is it a Western game? Is it an Eastern game? Is it
Okay, so I'll stick abstractly about the game if you want to go particular combat.
Okay, I'll do combat, like type of game. Like I'll try and get some of that stuff, like RPG elements, all that stuff.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I think
We're
we got
ready?
the time starting.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's me. Does this game have competitive multiplayer?
No.
Okay.
Do you play as a human?
Yes.
As a human. No competitive multiplayer. Do you want to do like in the HD era?
Yeah, might as well. Was this game released initially in the HD era?
No.
I kind of didn't think so because he struggled with the 2001.
Okay.
RPG elements?
I was just gonna ask that. Does this game have RPG elements?
Yes.
I wonder if he's going like an old school PlayStation or SNES RPG.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because he was talking about old school Mario games, like the Paper Mario and stuff. I wonder if it's like one of those. You got sometimes, mate,
but it's
sometimes
not.
you gotta
It's
think
not
about the man.
Five
game.
seconds.
It's not exclusive to a console, though.
No, that's true.
Need a question.
All right.
Sorry.
I asked about competitive. I know I'm wasting a goddamn question. Is there cooperative multiplayer?
No.
Okay. No competitive, no co-op.
That is 10, gentlemen. Your 2 minutes starts now.
All right. So I'm really leaning towards like maybe possibly an RPG. If it's a single player game, like it could possibly be. It'd have to be something that was not exclusive to the system.
Yeah. So
now, when we ask that question, does that mean like fucking Final Fantasy? It could be Final Fantasy 6, but then it came out on like iOS and like you know what I mean. Initially launched on the SNES at the time, and then it came out.
He asked if it was initially released, was it exclusive?
Yeah, I did.
And the answer was no. Okay. Initially released.
See, and then like RPGs are fucking weird because.
And then fucking RPGs, there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
All right. So, we've got RPG elements. You play as a human. So I need to ask, like, do you what kind of combat? Is there melee combat? Is there shooting? You know, and do we determine if we ask when are you shooting? Is magic part of shooting or not?
I'm going to stop the clock right here. I do want to clarify something.
Okay.
When it was initially released, it was exclusive to a platform for a period of time, but then it was exclusive for a period of time to a console.
Okay.
All right. So,
but I'm going to give you guys a hint here. It was later released on another console within the same console generation at a later date.
Okay.
So it wasn't really exclusive, but it was exclusive for a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's what people are doing now.
Yeah.
Except for Inside, who was released a month fucking later.
Mm-hmm.
Those developers were like, "Fuck you, Microsoft!
Yep.
Your shitty ass install base."
I thought the exclusivity stuff was like within a smaller period of time than it was. So
it was a longer window than you initially thought.
Yeah.
Do you want to narrow it down to like, do we want to try and go 16-bit or 32-bit? Was 16-bit around after 2000? I think it was dead. Yeah, so it would be 32-bit or 64.
In 2000, we're talking like 64, Dreamcast, PS1, PS2.
And you asked if it was released in HD era, and he said
no. He said no. But it was
so
released after 2000.
So it would have to be like PlayStation 2.
It's not
Xbox.
Corey, I asked if it's a licensed game and you said no, correct? Or no?
You did not ask if it was.
No, we asked if it was part of a series, and he said no. I was going to say that should be a question.
That's going to be my next question.
So then I think what I'm going to. So I'm next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there melee combat in the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this a licensed property?
No.
Is the combat turn-based?
Yes.
Okay. That's either an RPG strategy game. Okay. All right. So that narrows that down.
Is Final Fantasy Tactics considered part of a series?
No. There's multiple games. It's like remastered and all that shit, but no, it's not.
Well, technically, Final Fantasy Tactics is part of a series because there's 4 games in the series.
Is there?
Oh, is there?
There's Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Advance 2, and War of the Lions, which is like a...
War of the Lions is like a remaster, isn't it, though?
It's a remake, but it also has an entirely new set of campaign.
Okay.
That you can get the Final Fantasy 12 characters in. All right.
It does work, but... Okay.
So I guess there's 3.5 games in the series. But
okay. See, that's where I would not include it as a series because there's not like Final Fantasy Tactics 2. There's Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which is kind of like a side story. It would be like the Kingdom Hearts games being on Game Boy Advance. Those are like
still part of a series.
He's kind of got you there.
All right. Anyways, so Matt, your question.
What was your last question, Moose?
My last question was, does it have turn-based combat?
Okay, and it was yes.
The answer was yes. So that's where, and then you asked, was Final Fantasy Tactics? Is that considered?
That wasn't a real question.
That was more.
No. You weren't asking him. You were asking.
So it's not a licensed game. It's not part of a series. Turn-based combat. You play as a human. There is melee combat.
And it was a game that released on a console and then went to another console.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of the stuff that was on PlayStation 2, like exclusive to it, like Japanese games and stuff would be rolled out because a lot of them did not go to Xbox.
Some of them went to GameCube though.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Man has a good point.
Watch
his fucking god hand.
I need to stop helping you guys. I need a question though. It's been like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Okay. Was this game initially released on the PS2, original Xbox, and then was Dreamcast kept as part of that generation?
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first console during that generation.
It's that Dreamcast. Okay, so Dreamcast, Xbox, PS2,
GameCube,
and then GameCube. So is it part of that generation?
Yes.
Okay.
Exclusive and released. So now I need to ask. Do you want me to just flat out ask if it's an RPG? I have not asked that.
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
pretty sure it is.
What games on that generation?
Is this a? Do you want me to ask if it's an Eastern or Western game?
Perfect. Do that.
So should I ask if it's a Eastern developed game?
If it's Eastern, it's Japan. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it an Eastern developed game?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Japanese. So I would say
you guys have 2 minutes to discuss.
I would say that it came out on the PS2 first, and then probably, like Corey said, went to the GameCube. More so than the fucking Xbox, because the Xbox was It's American made, but didn't sell worth shit in Japan.
You're forgetting about the great action RPG, Azuric.
Except that wasn't turn-based, was it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I was trying to make a Japanese game joke for Xbox.
Some of the games that I'm thinking of, like, I don't remember them ever going to another console. So that's the problem. And my PS2 library is more... I'm more up on that than I am my GameCube library, even though I owned a GameCube.
1 minute left.
I'm wondering if it didn't come out on Dreamcast and go other places.
What about a Shining Force game? What about
not part of a series, right?
Yeah, that's right. That is a series. Yeah. Fuck.
I'm trying to think of one-offs.
I can't even think of any one-offs.
I'm having a fucking difficult time.
Because there's a lot of games. All the RPGs I can think of are part of the series.
Yeah.
Watch you pick. No, that's PlayStation. The first one.
15 seconds left.
What about Vagrant Story? Was that turn-based?
Yeah, but it never went anywhere else. Except to later, remakes on the PS3 and stuff. No, that never went anywhere else.
All right. So 16, it's my question.
Yeah.
Time.
We know it's a Japanese developed game, turn-based, RPG. Is this a side-scrolling game?
No.
Combat's turn-based. All right, so I want to ask: Is there shooting in the game?
Yes.
Okay, so there's guns or it could have a sci-fi theme to it. Because we decided that when we said shooting, it excluded magic, right?
Yep.
Magic was its own thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is either like bow and arrow or guns. So, so it's got melee and shooting.
Jesus. Melee and shooting. Turn-based is fucking me up.
Time. Need a question.
Yeah, well, you play as a human. We've asked that. Okay. Is there magic in this game?
Yes.
Shit.
Magic and there's shooting. I really don't. Do you want me to ask if you build a party?
Sure.
Do you build a party?
There is a party system in this game, yes. Final question.
There's a party system in the game.
And it's not part of a series, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a standalone.
Jesus Christ.
All right. 30 seconds is up.
That is a Japanese game. It went to another console.
Is this... Fuck. Is this an Atlas game?
Nope.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know.
All right. Well, it's up to you guys if you want to spend this 5 minutes or if you want to just...
Let's just sit here and think about it for a second. Just start the timer. Because it might be like
it's already started, Moose.
There might be a minute or two where I'm going to be like, okay, I don't know. So it was exclusive. It's got It went to another system. It's not part of the series. That's the thing that's fucking me up too, man.
Yeah, like
geez. He picked one that's not part of the series, so you can't pick pretty much any of the fucking Square Enix games, any of the Square Enix games.
I'm kind of surprised right now, to be honest with you.
Me too.
I personally, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I have no guess. I have no guess at all, and I'm probably gonna kick myself once he says what the game is. So,
this game's over. I will concede victory.
Are you conceding?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for the big reveal?
Yes.
Okay. The game I chose was Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because it
released on the Sega Dreamcast on November 13th, 2000, and ported to the GameCube on January 27th, 2003. The game is a role-playing game where you take on the role of a sky pirate, and your party consists of magic, shooting, and melee combat, and you sail an airship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a role-playing game based on combat and world exploration.
Never played it.
I wanted to play it. I do remember it coming out.
It's not obscure enough, though. Like, I tried to pick something that was kind of like not really obscure, like The Bouncer.
Well, I don't think see, The Bouncer wasn't obscure. I just got screwed over with I got stuck on God Hand and stuck to that.
And you also had me as a teammate, so.
And you weren't there for the last guessing, which is fine.
I was just done.
But hey, like I said, we're still using titles except for Matt's last one that we have heard of. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's still cool. I've heard of that game before, and I've wanted to play that game before. Mm-hmm. So that's what I like about our game. The direction we're going in is where we're using games that are kind of off the wall, that once you hear the name, you're like, oh, I know that game. Instead of being I have never heard of that game in my fucking life. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're at least giving each other a chance. That's probably why the score is so neck and neck.
I also like that it kind of display I think on some level we've all played the games we use.
Yes.
There are a lot of times where I'm generally not gonna use a game I have not played unless it's a weird circumstance.
Yeah.
But if I'm not gonna use a game I've not played just to get one over on you guys.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's I know it's not cheating, but I feel like it's kind of unethical. I mean, when I used Kung Fu Heroes, I used that because I was in last and I needed a tie, and I had played that game. So, but I also like how this is sort of displaying our particular play histories. So
yeah.
I mean, there were when I had a PC, there were plenty of weird games that nobody else played that I did that I could use. I'm just not going to because it's
right, and that's my thing. I have games that I'm I could dig deep in the my library.
Yeah, Battle for Olympus. Nobody. Yeah, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't, but nobody else did.
I know, man. It was the Zelda ripoff.
It was the Golgo 13 in Moose's Urv.
I think I picked my next game. So I don't know what that's going to be.
Great. It's my week next week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm in last again.
So Moose, make sure you bring out your list of every game ever released of all time. Ever.
I know. Well, he's had to at least played it.
Yeah, that's generally that's generally my
I think that's a good rule that we should use. Just like make it a permanent rule going forward. And I'm not talking like it's a game that you turned on for like 5-10 minutes.
Like technically I can't use Monster Hunter World because I've only created my character.
Right. I think that should be a hard rule. And if we don't want to do that, and we don't want to start that rule till the next season, that's fine. But I think that it should be you've played a significant amount of time. I'd say 5 hours or more. Like you've put 5 hours or more into the game.
What if it's only a 2-hour game?
Then that's fine. You've played the length of the game. You've either completed the game.
You must play the game 2.5 times before you.
No. Either you play the game to completion, or you've played at least 5 hours of the game. If it's like a game that's like 40 hours, you've played 5 hours of it, and whatever. Yeah. So, like, I can't use Gravity Rush 2 because I've only played like an hour of it. So, I mean, it has to be something.
I think I'm just going to look at Moose's library and see what I can mess with him with.
Oh, I know he is. See, I was going to say that to you, Corey. I was going to be like, so Matt's game is either going to be something obscure on the NES that he played that his mom bought him.
No, she never bought me Kung Fu Heroes.
Rented him.
I rented
Matt saved up his allowance and rented it himself.
No, I didn't.
It's going to be something like that. It's going to be super obscure indie. Or it's going to be something that's on my list that I haven't looked at in a long time. So.
Yeah.
No, I actually have a pretty good idea what my game is next week. But we'll get to that then.
Yeah, this is now.
But with 20 questions ending, that marks the end of episode 85 of Nerds Gone Rogue Radio. Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Svhenn, Svagn, on Twitter, Instagram, on PSN. That's mainly where I play my games until I build my PC, which I will not have that handle because somebody already has it, motherfucker. But I'll give you all that handle when I get my Steam machine running. But you can also listen to me, Jason, and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform and our gaming challenge going on right now for the year of 2018 on Nerds Gone Platinum, which airs every Thursday morning, I believe. It goes up every Thursday.
They're live every Tuesday night.
And we're live every Tuesday night.
And I'm usually watching.
Usually at 9 o'clock we're on. And you can reach out to us there, NG_Platinum on Twitter, or you can email us questions, comments, concerns, topics you want to hear us talk about at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com.
Talk a shit ton of Moose about not being able to win the challenge just for funsies.
Hey, I got my third game out of the way. So
yeah, Jason has like 9.
That's because but you don't know my ace in the hole. My ace in the hole is The Witcher 3.
He's gonna beat that in like 12 hours. You know,
no, he's not.
He's literally going to turn the game on, and he's just going to be at the final encounter, and he's just going to.
And then my other ace in the hole for Jeff is Monster World Hunter.
Oh, jeez,
he's already fallen down that pit hole.
All right.
Anyway,
I can be found at Infinite_Rewind on every social media platform I choose to be on. That's PSN. I'm on Twitter. Instagram, that's kind of where I do most of my posting. Mm-hmm. You can also find me watching Nerds Gone Platinum every Tuesday night because it's not always busy at work. And yeah, that's where you can find me. Corey, in a bit of old school fun, take us home.
All right. You can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on a plethora of other shows on NGR Radio, including Nintendo Power Block. We started a couple things this last week. Squad Goals, where it's a multiplayer thing, and then what was the other one? Pod and Play, where Ed and I kind of discuss important kind of topics that happen in video games while we play a game that kind of is relevant to that topic. So that's something we've been doing. Let's see, by the time this goes up, Infamous Second Son is the second episode, so it'll be up there. I apologize in advance for the crackly microphone at the beginning. That's why I got a new one. Let's see. I think that's it for now. Like, subscribe, and share to youtube.com/NGR Radio. Help us get to 500 because I guess we can do some more cool things when we get to 500.
More cool things.
More cool things like make new fart noises and
fart noises in 3D
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
AR fart noises. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Smell-o-vision.
Hell yeah. There was a movie shot in Smell-o-vision. Did you know this?
Whoa.
Actually, no, it wasn't really shot in Smell-o-vision, but John Waters, he released one of his movies in theaters, and you got scratch and sniff cards. There was a prompt at the bottom right of the screen, and you could scratch and sniff, and that was exactly what the characters in the film were smelling.
Interesting.
Now you know that useless fact. You're welcome.
Yeah. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next week, we love you.
Peace.
Banana and out.
Yeah.
The Middle's gone rogue on the internet, cold kicking it live.
Cold kicking it live.
God fucking damn it, Corey. Jesus. Not everything is a commercial jingle. Okay?
Yeah, everything is a commercial jingle.
No,
And
it's really not.
The hell out.
I mean, all right.
You know, jingles are dead.
What?
I said jingles are dead.
That's true.
All you have to do is do a tampon commercial and play Stuck in the Middle with You.
I was listening to that earlier today. It's on that soundtrack right there. But there is that. We listened to the radio at the hospital, and there's the Charmin toilet paper commercial on the radio about wiping your butt.
Yeah.
My hiney so sharp and shiny. My hiney so sharp and shiny. I'm like, I don't know. This should be fucking terrible.
No, it's going to be awesome.
But it's all right.
You thought last week's blooper section was awesome? This one.
I haven't listened. I actually did not get through the episode today. I did not. I haven't. Not that I like stopped, but I had to be to work at 12:30. Woke up kind of late. Didn't really start listening till right as I had to leave, and I got maybe 20 minutes in, and I haven't finished it. So
you know what? Fair.
I mean, I will listen just because I do. I think actually I'm probably a little bit longer, and I'm up to where Reba got home and Bagel was acting all fucked up because I'm like, hey, listen to your dog, and she's like, is he whining? I go, not yet, and then on the show you just hear him go, "Arr!" and you know,
go all ape shit.
Yeah. You missed a good time about 20 minutes ago, Corey. She was helping me cook in Zelda. It was a good time.
Nice.
She was holding my meat in Zelda.
Yep.
She was holding my raw
meat first. Gotta put the meat in first. And I was like, yep, it's true.
Meat goes in the bowl first.
Sauce comes last.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how babies are made.
Yes, it is.
And orange chicken.
Or are they? Or are they? Or is that how babies
Trader
are
Joe's?
marinated?
Yeah.
You guys good? Everybody ready?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. See, I'm player one.
Yeah. Wouldn't your wife be player one? You're player two?
She told me to be player one, so I said okay.
Even though she doesn't play video games.
He took orders on this one, Moose. It's fine.
Listen, as I have been told, I may wear the pants, but my wife picks them out. That's how the vast majority of households are ran.
Fair.
You may wear the pants, but your wife picks them out.
Yes.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yes.
So you could. She's like, "Oh, you can be player one, but we know who the real player is." In a certain set of months, we all know who's going to be number one. Really going to run that house.
Sana's like, no, you could be player one. No game sharing.
Oh,
No. Oh, man.
You only play couch co-op with me.
Couch co-op or no sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder what microtransactions.
No.
Actually, yeah, I feel like that's just a weird place we're gonna go there.
What? Microtransactions in birth? You must pay 99 cents per finger. Ooh.
Okay.
What's in a baby loot box? A bunch of shit.
Yep.
That you don't want.
And maybe pee.
Mm-hmm.
At least for like the first few, I think maybe even the first few months, like that stuff doesn't smell to my knowledge.
Well,
I don't think it really starts smelling till like a few months in, and then it's just the worst in the world.
Well, if it really is my kid, like she says it is, it's gonna smell.
If I made that baby right,
yeah,
it's basically gonna be shit and radiation. So
this is how Fallout really starts.
yeah. I was listening to songs from those soundtracks earlier. Those soundtracks are so good.
The Fallout ones.
Yeah, like the pop music stuff that they have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling really good about this episode, guys. It's already great.
All right, let's have a B-side, Corey.
All right. NGR B-sides. Okay, so which questions are we doing for B-sides? The dating one,
Bloodborne Neo, and Quentin Ramirez.
All right, is there any particular order you want to answer them in?
Let's do the Bloodborne Neo first. Get that out of the way right quick.
All right, here we go. B-sides in 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
I got to come up with a better way to end that. Anybody need a bathroom break or anything?
No, I went during one of your dating stories. I was going to tell the one where my old boss had her daughter started working with us, and her daughter like had a crush on me, and I didn't know she was underage when she asked me out, and for some reason I asked her mom if it was okay, and she's like, well, how old are you? I was like 23. She's like, she's only 16. I was like, whoa.
You're like, no.
I was like,
one of the many times being a gentleman has saved someone's ass.
Yeah. That's no.
I don't know. I had never done that before, and I have not done it since.
Asked a mom if you could ask their daughter.
Yeah.
Huh.
But for some reason,
that's weird.
Somebody was looking out for me that day.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. You ever had your parents set you up with somebody?
Yep.
That's a fucking weird thing, isn't it?
Yep. No. The one time my parents set me up, well, it was actually like my parents and my grandma set me up with someone that my grandma went to church with her daughter, and we were both like, as soon as we like met each other, we were like, this isn't gonna work. Let's just go have some fun. And we just went out and like had a good time as like friends. And then I took her home, and So this was fun. It was fun. And then I've never talked to her again. Yeah. But it was kind of like this, just like this mutual thing where you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Those are the best. Those
Yeah.
like there were like I'll tell it when we're not like recording, but there were a couple where it was like you basically sit down and you're like, yeah, you and I are not going to work. We're already here though. I'll get drunk, and then you get drunk, go home in separate cars. It's a good time.
Yep. I think we went to Applebee's, and then we went. Where did we go? I think we went.
That's a good Midwestern date.
Yeah, and then we like went. Where did we go? I think we went dancing for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Corey goes dancing?
A long time ago. Let's just go. Let's just put this in the last decade pile.
Love it.
I think the last time I went, I was like,
I like the idea of Corey cutting a rug.
the last time I went was right before I met Sana. Well, probably like 6 months before I met Sana, and I was 27 at the time. 6.
How long you been with Sana?
I don't know. Too long.
Oh, Jesus God, Corey, what are you doing?
I could ask her if you want.
No, I don't want to get you in trouble.
And
that's him getting himself in trouble.
I walked in with this girl, which, by the way, it was a total rebound after my last relationship before Sana, and I was like, I am way too old to be in here. And I was like 26. I was like, what high school prom did I just walk into?
Yeah.
High school dance.
Clubs are a weird goddamn thing.
I was like, what is this? What are these sounds coming through the speakers?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even music, it's just sounds.
Mm-hmm. Just noise.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what is this? I need a drink.
It's like that. It's like that episode of South Park where no one actually hears the music; they just hear.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. And then I was like, huh, maybe I should date someone who's old enough to not be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Going. Like there was one girl that I went on a couple of days with. She's like, "Can we go dancing?" I'm like, "I don't really dance." She's like, "But I want to dance with you." I'm like,
"I don't." No, you don't.
I'm like I feel like the idea.
There's dancing, and then there's rubbing your butt on my crotch.
Yeah, like I feel like the idea of you dancing with me gives you a warm feeling. But once you see me try and move, you're going to change your tune. So, like, if you want this to work, you might have to just go dancing with the girls. Or if you have just a group of friends you go to the club with, that's fine. I can wrap my head around that idea. But I just, like, I love music a lot. But literally, here's Matt's dance move. Just watch right here. It's just, I could do this all day. Add a little shake to it. That's all the rhythm I have. That's it.
Yeah, but the only dancing I do these days is when I have to pee real bad, and then I stand up. I'm like, gotta pee. and then you can't get your pants down fast enough, and you're just oh my god.
Yep.
And then it just comes out, and you're like, ah.
All right, everybody, limber up. Let's get ready.
Oh, I'm limber. Limber me timbers.
Before it takes down its prey. Let's do this.
All right. 1 second. I gotta grab something. All right. You know what I just realized?
What?
I don't have a game for 20 questions.
Oh, good, because it's my turn.
It is your turn?
Yeah.
It's not your game.
Oh, even better. Okay, great.
It's my turn.
Perfect. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.